Just outside the quaint little town of Lexington, Ohio, is a gem of a racetrack, the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Fast, tricky, technical, tough passing areas, but brilliant views for the fans to witness the action. It's time for some IMSA Support Series racing from the Mazda MX-5s. It's the IMSA Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich Tyres, round 8 from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in beautiful Lexington, Ohio. Hello everybody, I'm John Hindhoff. The weather shouldn't be a factor. Pleasant 62 degrees this morning. A little bit of high cloud, but nothing to write home about. 5 miles an hour breeze coming from the north, 2% chance of rain. As far as this track is concerned, look up old school in the dictionary and there's a picture of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. It's just under 2.5 miles around, 13 corners, up the hill to the keyhole, passing opportunity there, out of it, and then it's all downhill to turn 4. Another passing opportunity, but it's difficult because that downhill braking. Also, you've got a big gravel trap in front of you, which is called China Beach by the locals, and you'll see why when we start racing. Up and over the top of Madness and through the S's, pretty much follow my leader there until you get to the left-hander at turn 9. Very quick indeed through Thunder Valley. Back towards the carousel, you can sort of make that a passing opportunity. Now this year, 3 men have been the class of the field. Michael Carter to show his championship muscle already after a win in St. Pete's round 6. That gives him 2 wins on the season so far. Gresham Wagner, well, he'd probably like to forget St. Pete's round 5, but he's still in the hunt. He's also got 2 wins this season. And Celine Roland in the number 87, another twice winner this season. These 3 have been the class of the field all year. So Michael leads by 120 points. Celine Roland just a little bit further back. Chris Nunes is the best of the rookies and is in 4th position. Now this year has been as close can be. We started off on the high banks of Daytona with a packed finish, brilliant stuff, and through came the number 5 car of Gresham Wagner to take it. Celine Roland, he's had a close finish as well, through the middle, Lightning McQueen style, at Sebring International Raceway. That might already be the best finish of the season, and we're not that far into the championship. And last time out on the streets of St. Pete, it was a good, dominating run by Michael Carter. Impressive. MX-5 racing never disappoints. Well, after that breathless start to the season, I'm sure you will not be surprised to know that it was exactly the same yesterday in the first race. And as we wait for the cars to roll out on the formation lap, let's take a look back at the race 1 action from this Mid-Ohio weekend. Michael Carter led them to the green flag going down the hill through turn 3, down into 4, holds onto it. Hernan Palermo and Zach Lee got together, Hernan having to put his door mirror back straight so he could see behind him. Michael Carter stuttering out of the keyhole. No second invitation need for the 87 of Celine Roland. He went through into the lead, but not for long as Sam Paley in the black number 28. Beautiful overtake down to turn 4 and took the lead. From then on, it was those 2 battling out with another 2 or 3 drivers in close competition. But how about this? Round the outside at the keyhole on the berm to the lead. And the Hickson Motorsport driver in the Autism Speaks number 87 took that to the flag. And Celine Roland clocks up another first round of the weekend win here at Mid-Ohio. He's back on winning ways. So confirming the results from yesterday, Roland from Paley, Piscatel on the 3rd step of the podium from Gresham Wagner, and Jared Thomas fighting his way into the top 5. That brings us rather nicely as a bit of BF Goodrich tyre warming going on behind the MX-5 safety car to round 8 of the IMSA Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich Tyres. And a perfect opportunity then for us to take a look at the Mazda starting grid. Spark Performance and Carter Racing Enterprises are on the front row. That's the 5 of Gresham Wagner on pole from Michael Carter on the outside of row 1. Sam Paley in the black number 28 and Celine Roland on row 2. Justin Piscatel and Jared Thomas on row 3. Rookie high flyer Chris Nunes in 7th position with Dan Williams for company. Juan Hernandez in the 59 Team Guatemala car has Jensen Altsman on his outside. And on row 6, David Staab and Moisey Uretsky. Then it's Palermo Lee Kemper, Drake Kemper in the bright chrome number 99. Luca Mars rather further back than I think he'd like in the 41 with Alex Bachura. Aaron Johnson needs some points this weekend. Ortiz, Unser, Savannah Little, Peter Atwater, Woody Hyman and Brian Hickson with Mike Gobe at the back of the grid, all with a bit of work to do. Now, it's a 45-minute contest here, time certain on our Mazda race facts. 13 corners, 2.4 miles. The 45 minutes, 3/4 of an hour, starts as we go across the finish line on the pit straight. But we don't see the green flag, same as yesterday, until we get to turn 3 and heading down the hill towards turn 4. That's to give everybody a chance to sort themselves out. The time has started, 44, 54, 53, 52, but we're not yet racing. So that means that Gresham Wagner will take control and pace the field to the green. And he should be lining up on driver's right, or our left as we look back down from the keyhole. And he's done just that in the all-red fronted number 5 MX-5. To his left, our right, the red hood and the white front end of Michael Carter. So it'll be 2 by 2 down towards turn 4. Now you might think, of course, that the guys on the right-hand side of the track with the right-hand corner will have an advantage into turn 4, and so they will. But these cars can go too wide through the first part of that 4, 5 and 6 complex. So let's see how brave Michael Carter wants to be. Green flag is in the air for round 8 of the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup for 2021, presented by BF Goodrich Tyres. Good jump from the pole sitter, Gresham Wagner, with the black 28 of Sam Paley, then Piscatel in the blue car. He gets through into the lead, but here's Carter. He's tried that outside move, and he gets to the left-hand side of the track early, and he'll take the lead. Looks like the Hickson Motorsport 87 of Celine Roland, almost up into second, but has to drop back to 4th position. Now he's side by side with Jared Thomas. Good, clean start. Carter takes the lead and pulls away in the opening running at Mid-Ohio. Mazda MX-5 Cup Racing on NBC Sports is brought to you by Mazda, Feel Alive, and by BF Goodrich. Well, as you rejoin us, Gresham Wagner dropping back to the left-hand side of the track, and behind him Celine Roland is slow as well, losing a huge amount of places there as through goes the white with blue racing stripe number 59, and those cars are not up to racing speed. Roland seems to have recovered. He's in behind Luca Mars, the number 41. That's the bright orange and white car. Hazard flashes on from Roland because he was going slowly. He's got Wagner in behind him there as they go to turn 1, but clearly been an issue there as they came through Thunder Valley for the first time. Carter goes across the line for the first, well, I suppose 3/4 of a lap with a 1.2 second lead, and in the context of MX-5 Cup racing, that is a huge advantage. But look at Roland in that Jigsaw Autism Speaks cars. Oh, he's gone wide as well at the keyhole, and that's ceded a position to the red, white and black car of Gresham Wagner. It's a comeback drive for those two as they're outside the top 10 at the moment. They're a long way down, long way down. And with a handy lead then into turn 4, where he took the lead on the first lap. It is Michael Carter, Sam Paley in second. The green and grey slash car, Jared Thomas, the 96. Normally that's an all silver car for Jared. He had a horrible accident which damaged his own car, and brilliant camaraderie in the MX-5 Cup paddock. The guys from Copeland Motorsport had a spare car. It is their slash livery, as you can see, but a deal was done and Jared is in the race and repaying that kindness with a third on the road at the moment. Piscatel in behind in 4th position. Then it is one of the Copeland Motorsport cars in behind there. I think that's Dan Williams in the 38, the yellow car behind. Jensen Altsman going wide at turn 9 into Thunder Valley. A little bit of rally crossing there. The BF Goodrich tyres keeping him on the straight and narrow though, as Carter from Pearley by still on a second. Pearley trying to bridge that gap side by side. It was Dan Williams up the inside into the keyhole. 32 is Chris Noons. Chris Noons and Sam Pearley battling for rookie honours, and Piscatel's going slow out of the keyhole to the right-hand side of the track. Piscatel in that blue car with the yellow wheels. Oh my goodness, McCumbee McAleer racing driver, and he's going to lose again. More ground. The 89 car having to be avoided by the cars battling at the bottom end of the top 10. That's a decent move, by the way, down the inside of the number 20. That's Altsman making up position, and he's been hit. Altsman has been hit by Palermo, and he turns around. Oh my goodness, that was Aaron Johnson there, and that's Lonnie Unser, isn't it, in there in the 92. That's a big incident. Well, these cars are very safe. FIA cages in them as well. There are more cars involved. That will be a full course yellow. Johnson, I think, trying to continue in the Provision Motorsport 24, but there's big damage to the front end. Now, if the radiator is all right, he might be able to continue, but no such luck for Jensen Altsman. Oh, my goodness. That's the second time he's been caught up in an accident that was not of his making, and you've got to feel for Lonnie Unser as well. 2 top 10 finishes on the streets of St. Pete in the last round. First time ever for a female driver in this series. IMSA safety crews will be there as quickly as possible. Now, was there just a little tap? Yes, there was. Just a little tap that pushed Altsman wide. Oh, that's a big hit from Unser. Great bit of manoeuvring. Altsman already spinning, and a lot of drivers having to get through, including Piscatel, who was slow earlier on that lap, remember. Shouldn't really have been back down there, but that bright blue car had to get through. There's Piscatel going through with the yellow wheels. My goodness, that will have widened his eyes just a little bit. Johnson into the pits for the Provision crew to have a look. The AMR safety crew doing great work as ever, thanks to all of our volunteers. The cleanup is ongoing at Mid-Ohio. Lonnie Unser making her way back to one of the incident vehicles, standard operating procedure that she'll get checked out in the infield care centre, but just testament there to the strength and safety of the Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. The guys at Fliss up in Daytona take a standard MX-5 road car when it comes in from Japan, strip it down to its component parts pretty much. FIA roll cage, door bars, nets, Sadev 6-speed gearbox, fire suppression system, it's all there. And of course the Multimatic DSSV racing suspension. It hasn't helped any of those guys. Oh, that is such bad luck for Hickson Motorsport and Lonnie Unser. Would have been unsighted as she came across the top of turn 5 in the first part of Madness, and now you see why that is the local nomenclature for that part of the track before the S's. Let's take another look at what went on. Keep an eye on the yellow and black car, Hernan Palermo, and is there a little tap? Yes, there. Just pushes Altsman in the 13 car wide. Altsman drifts back into the track. First of all, Johnson, and then Lonnie Unser at unabated speed. Celine Roland just got through there as well. Didn't see that to start with. Remember, he'd slowed down. Watch out for that jigsaw-coloured car coming through. Johnson gets it first. Piscatel misses. Then Lonnie Unser. Through goes the number 4, Brian Ortiz, on the grass. And masterful avoidance by everybody coming through. Wow. That was very, very tight indeed for Piscatel. There's the jigsaw car going through as well for Hickson, so almost 2 Hickson cars involved there. Johnson is out of the pit, a couple of laps down. You might think, why is he doing that? But there are points to be had here, and he is chasing points for his championship this year. And when the prize pot is over 500, considerably over $500,000, with $250,000 going to the overall leader, Pear's down to 10th position in the overall championship, and there are big dollar prizes for the rookie champion as well. Coming back to green after great work by our hard-working, dedicated and highly professional safety crews, it will be Sam Pearley with just on 27.5 minutes of the 45 to go. Gets a good jump out to turn 13. Michael Carter in second, then Jared Thomas in those unfamiliar Copeland colours. But Jared very much still running his JTR Motorsports with a little help from some paddock friends this weekend. 59 is the Team Guatemala car. Further back, the white with the blue bonnet stripes up alongside Dan Williams. The 38. Daniel just getting to the inside as Juan Hernandez for Team Guatemala went a wee bit wide. And Pearley from the lead is slowing. Again, coming out of the keyhole. My goodness, what's happening? Little bit of a dab on the brakes, weaving left and right. Is he doing the Control-Alt-Delete? There was some fuel pressure problems yesterday at that part of the track, and there has been a software upload, and even though these cars are a very affordable way to get into motor racing, pure racing, these cars, they are technically still very complicated, lots of electronics. 180 horsepower from the street stock 4-cylinder 2-litre Mazda engine, which is sealed, by the way, so nobody can mess about with that and try and gain any advantage. But lots of adjustment on the Multimatic DSSV suspension, and that's very technical. These guys working hard with their teams to get that sorted. Into the pit lane. This is a drive-through penalty for the number 20, Hernan Palermo, for slipstream performance, and that was for avoidable contact, incident responsibility with Jason Altman, that started that domino effect that took out Lonnie Unser and really put paid to Aaron Johnson, getting a decent result as well up in Madness. So, what a race, what a race. Michael Carter, Jared Thomas, Chris Nunes battling it out through the kink at turn 3, absolutely flat, into the braking area for Carter. Looking behind him. Good run by Jared Thomas in an unfamiliar car, as we've documented. Team working hard to get that set up. And there's Pearley. That's a carbon copy of what we saw yesterday. Piscatel must have had something similar earlier on in the 96, the blue with yellow wheels Mazda. This is a good run for Chris Nunes, with Sam Pearley, his major competitor in that black number 28, having dropped back in the rookie class. Chris Nunes in the red, white and black car, third of these three heading to and through the carousel now. Chris Nunes is picking up good points at the moment. Now that's Gresham Wagner, who's fought his way back to 4th position from Dan Williams. Then Juan Hernandez. Luca Mars has come up as well from outside the top 10, as has Drake Kemper in the 99. Dave Staub in the 36, and Justin Piscatel will be cursing his luck as well. Oh, again, the leading driver's absolutely on the ragged edge. Williams side by side with Team Guatemala, the white number 59. Hernandez can't make that outside pass work. Maybe needs to have a word with Celine Roland. He did it perfectly well yesterday. Now the drag race down the hill. These cars pick up speed very, very quickly indeed. Hernandez has got the overlap. Now, how brave is he? He's still there on driver's left. He'll have to go the long way around turn number 4, but can he get the inside line to turn 5? That's what he's planning on, and that's what he's achieving. That is brilliant stuff. Luke Amar says, thanks very much, I'll follow through, but turn 6 is against him because it's the right-hander. Wow, great driving. So Hernandez up 1 position to 5th. Wagner ahead, still with the 4-way flashes on from earlier when he slowed down around that part of the circuit, and the battle for the lead's come back together again. So Wagner's dropped off the back of that leading trio and is being caught by Hernandez, Williams, Mars, and I think that's Drake Kemper it is, on the back of that little line of Mazda MX-5s. So that's pretty much 4th down to 8th. Justin Piscatel I can see in the background in the 89 with the yellow wheels. Well, actually, he's just dropped back, so he had another problem. So Drake Kemper must be in there in the 99. Watch out for that car. It's the chrome blue car with the yellow rollover hoop. Always easy to spot that one. He's on the back of Luke Mars in the Copeland slash colours. Ahead of Luke Mars is the 38 of Daniel Williams, another one of the Copeland. And the 2 Copeland teammates side by side. Mars takes advantage, goes through. That's 6th place for the orange Copeland car. You can see how all the Copeland cars have the same design, but they have different colours. It's a nice way to be able to identify them, and of course that also gives away the origins of the number 96. Now in 2nd for Jared Thomas, the 96 grey and green car side by side, and the lead is slowing again over the top of 9, same as we saw on the first lap. And it's Gresham Wagner who had that happen to him on lap 1, who's trying to benefit, but it's Thomas that's gone through into the lead. Thomas, whose weekend could have been over in practice earlier on with an accident-damaged car, is now leading with just on 21 minutes to go as they cross the line. Thomas, Gresham Wagner back up to 2nd. Chris Noons, 3rd. Good rookie points. Good overall points as well for Chris. He'll not be thinking about rookies at the moment, I'm sure. Slightly defensively going up the hill for Thomas. Stays to the right-hand side of the circuit. Hernandez still in 4th in the blue car. In the white car, sorry, with the blue stripes. Then Mars. And it's Kemper in the metallic blue car. Michael Carter having to fight his way back again. Top 8 pretty much together, aren't they? Perfect overtaking opportunity for Gresham Wagner into 4. If you open the book on textbook passes at Mid-Ohio, that is one of them. Little bit of a love tap from Jared in 2nd, but through to the lead for Gresham Wagner. Started on pole position and pulled off a fantastic overtake there. Now here's that issue again over the top of 9 into Thunder Valley. Michael Carter staying off the racing line to the left-hand side so as not to cause any problems, and everybody else having to then avoid him. So from the lead, what did he go back to? 6th, 7th? Jared Thomas getting the lead, but couldn't hold on to it. Wagner down the inside, used the draft, open top cars. They do make a reasonable sized hole in the air, so you get the slipstream. So Wagner now leading, coming down to 19 minutes to go. Big commitment required for turn 1. Can't see the exit of that corner. Oh, the leader runs a little bit wide. Rallycross. There is a rallycross circuit there, actually, but that's not where he's meant to be, and Thomas will take advantage of this. And Noons has gone through into 2nd as well. So from 1st to 3rd in one fell swoop. Hernandez looking interested as well. then Luke Mars. Piscatel drops 2 BF Goodrich tyres off the left-hand side of the track, and that allows Michael Carter to get alongside him in the red, white and black car. So now the battle for the lead is 96. Jared Thomas from 32 Nunes. Chris Nunes then. 2 JTR Motorsports teammates. So what happened at turn 1? Oh, big wiggle, big wiggle. I said it was big commitment. It's big commitment, big speed. And Gresham Wagner just getting a bit out of shape. Fair play to him. Kept his foot in and holds on to 3rd position, but he's under pressure from the white with blue racing stripes Team Guatemala car right in behind him. Waving around in 2nd place, Chris Nunes. Now that is a teammate ahead, and it is every driver for themselves, but first rule of racing is race well, race hard, but don't take your teammate out. And particularly when you're racing in a team that's JTR, R being racing and J-Team being Jared Thomas, which is the car right ahead of Chris at the moment. That could be awkward in the team trailer afterwards. So these two may be now working together to try and break the toe up to the keyhole. No defensive move required by Jared as he turns in with Chris in behind. Aaron Johnson with damage from that incident earlier on and the bodywork loose. Caught a glimpse of him earlier. I wondered if he was going to get the black and orange flag, the meatball flag, but he's pulled off. Now that, if he can't get that car going, will mean that he may have some issues and we may get to see the MX-5 safety car again, and Wagner again down towards turn 6. Just losing momentum there and losing positions. Hernandez has gone through to 3rd, so Wagner now down to 4th. Thomas, Nunes, Hernandez in the 59, kicking up the dust as he goes into 9, and the yellows are out. The yellows are out. And of course, as soon as the yellows come out, Aaron Johnson manages to get the car going again. Now he's got the leaders coming up behind him. He needs to be aware of that. So just over 16 minutes to go. Oh, and Johnson didn't come into the pits. Well, he's already laps down, so losing another one by going into the pits, not really an issue there. He's not going to improve his position. He might be getting a bit of a talking to there. He should get a wave by, and I think we'll be back to green shortly at Mid-Ohio. Mazda MX-5 Cup racing on NBC Sports is brought to you by Mazda, feel alive. And by BF Goodrich. Well, we're in behind the MX-5 safety car for round 8 of the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich here at beautiful Mid-Ohio sports car course just outside Lexington, Ohio. And with 12 minutes now on the nosy, Aaron Johnson does now come into the pits in the Provision Mazda, now without the front air dam on that car, and he's done enough to get as far up the field as he can, so he'll collect some points. So Jared Thomas will lead the field back to green, which will be on the pit straight. In behind him, his teammate Chris Nunes. Then a great run for Juan Hernandez in the white Team Guatemala car. 11.5 minutes, just under, as we go back to green. Bit of a dash for the points then, potentially for the cash at the end of the season through turn 1. Really good restart by the 2 JTR Motorsports machines at the front of the field. There's a little gap back to Hernandez, who in there somewhere has got the number 5 of Gresham Wagner, who pulls out to the left-hand side. He'll try the overtaking manoeuvre to go into 3rd. That's a lovely, lovely run. He might get 2nd as well if he gets the good punch out the keyhole in that red, white and black number 5. can't make that happen. Piscatel has pulled out of line as well in what is 6th position at the moment. So that's been a great restart for Justin Piscatel. Was that Drake Kemper? 2 blue cars back there. It was Kemper side by side now with Dan Williams. Kemper in the blue car coming into turn 4 now. There's a little kiss there on the yellow. That's Williams. Yeah, that is Kemper with the yellow rollover hoop. Justin Piscatel has the yellow wheels on his blue car. He's not too far away now, so he fights around the outside. So, actually, rewind to what I said a few seconds ago. Soothsayer Heindorf here. Piscatel has got a good restart, now side by side with the other blue car. And in behind them, the 82, is Woody Heimann, who's up into the top 10. Woody Heimann then with the yellow on the hood. And then 08, just outside the top 10 when we restarted. Michael Carter trying to pick his way back through, and another fast car in there's the 87, the Jigsaw car. That is Céline Roland, who won the first round yesterday. He's been very good in the first rounds of the weekend. That's his 3rd race 1 victory of the season. But he's got to get points in the second round to keep his championship going. 9 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock, on the top of the screen. And for the moment, it is Jared Thomas that leads, with his teammate Chris Noons in 2nd. Wagner back up to 3rd ahead of Luca Mars. What a yo-yo day it's been for Gresham Wagner. Started on pole, dropped back, I think, outside the top 10, fought his way back to the very front, back down to the middle of the top 10, and now back the front again. And he's Pearley. Sam Pearley, the number 28, doing exactly the same thing, just touches the back of the 38 there as they go up the hill to turn 5, the 2 blue cars, with Piscatel on the inside of turn 6 going through on Drake Kemper. Those 2 cars together, commentator's nightmare. Yellow wheels, Piscatel. Yellow roll bar, Drake Kemper. That's the way to remember them. And they're in behind the black car of Sam Pearley, the number 28 for Macumbi Macaleer Racing. And I see Michael Carter's back on the back of there, then Céline Roland. All of those cars, so 28 Sam Pearley, the black car, the red, white and black 08 of Michael Carter, and Céline Roland in the white and Jigsaw Autism Speaks car. They've all been at the sharp end of the field, dropped back down, and had to fight their way back for points. Pearley up the inside of turn 1. Are you kidding me? That's an awesome move. Great driving from both, and Daniel Williams for Copeland Motorsport. Very fair driving there. Through the middle, Piscatel wants a bit of this as well. Somehow Williams has hung on to that position. I'd have bet money against that. Here comes Drake Kemper now down the inside with the 2 blue cars again side by side. This is the battle for 6th position. Right-hand door mirror for Williams, folded back. Battle for the lead. Is it a battle for the lead? Teammates trying to pull away from Gresham Wagner. Then here's this scrap. Side by side. Piscatel this time gets to the inside, drops 2 tyres onto the dirt, but he's not able to get past Daniel Williams. This is great driving from Williams. He's not weaving around, he's not blocking. I have no issue with that. Then again, I'm not race control, but we'll keep an eye on the race control channel, see what's going on there. I think he's taking his line. He's taking a slightly defensive line at times. Bit of debris on the road, just coming out of 9. No, that got cleared off by that pack of cars fighting for 6th position. Top 5 within about a second. Then a wee bit of a gap to the Copeland yellow and black car ahead of Justin Piscatel. And as we come into the final laps, there's still plenty of action to come from the Mazda MX-5s. Still the battle rages at the head of the field. The top 5 have got away just a wee bit, and there are 3 podium positions for 5 cars here at the moment. And for sure, you'd not be putting your house up on which way this could end. Oh, mistake! How annoying for the Team Guatemala driver, Juan Hernandez. The 59 car going wide at the exit of the keyhole, and that's dropped him off that battle for the lead. He'll be frustrated with himself by that. Side by side again, Piscatel this time does get the pass made on Dan Williams. Daniel, for Copeland, has been fighting a very impressive rearguard action there. Look at the stream of cars behind him. So Piscatel now up to 6. Williams, Paley, Carter, then Kemper and Roland, but Paley, Carter and Roland all fighting back from issues earlier in the race at various times. You can say the same of Gresham Wagner as well, who's in third at the moment behind Chris Noons. Looks like Luca Mars is just dropping off the top 3 in that bright orange, white and black Copeland car in 4th. But I tell you what, Juan Hernandez is coming back quickly. So maybe he's got a bit of the red mist after falling off last time around. Under 5 minutes to go now. Round 8, Mazda MX-5 Cup for 2021. Up towards the keyhole. Noons just dodges to the right for a moment and then decides against it, drops back in line. Williams having to defend on Paley. Paley in the black car. And Michael Carter right in behind will pick up any pieces there. Then it's Drake Kemper with the yellow rollover hoop. Then Celine Roland in the jigsaw car. Piscatel sort of with a gap, but not much, particularly if these 3 cars work together. But with 4 minutes and change, I would think it's pretty much every driver for themselves at the moment. Williams defending. And Paley. Oh, there's a little touch there by Sam Paley on the back of Williams, and Williams goes round. This could be a carbon copy accident. Oh, great driving by Williams. Got on the brake to park the car and not roll it across the track. That is such bad luck for Dan Williams. Daniel, he'll be seething under the racing helmet there. Get the car restarted. Rest of the field coming through. He'll be looking at the marshals to see if he is clear to turn it around. He's going to drop it back down the hill. I think that's very sensible, and let the rest of the field come through off the side of the circuit to the right. Now, get the Sadev 6-speed sequential back down into first. Well, at the end of that, there was clear daylight between Paley, but I thought I saw a touch. Let's have a look at it from the other angle. Through turn 4, how close is this? Black car, and oh, there it is. There's the touch. So it was earlier on in the piece, just a little bump and run that eased Daniel Williams off the line. And these cars are absolutely on the ragged edge of adhesion there. Unsettled car already coming up to the rise. Just a little touch was enough to send him around. I suspect that Sam Paley might get called to the pit lane for that. But again, not my call to make. But you'll remember that that was the decision earlier on when Jensen Altman got turned around. Shall we take a breath? It might be the last one we get in these last 2 minutes and 18, 17, 16 seconds on the clock for Jared Thomas and Chris Noons, with still Gresham Wagner. Got to wonder if Wagner's thinking now, well, look, I started on pole, I got the points for that. I've been down outside the top 10. I don't need to do some kind of massive send and end up off the side of the circuit. Third place points, given what I've been through today, for my championship might not be at all the worst return. Thomas, would be a great race victory for him, given his weekend. Noons, he's not been a race winner either, but this is good points for him in the rookie battle, particularly with Paley languishing in the middle of the top 10 and with a potential of a penalty hanging over him. Paley currently 7th. Inside 2 minutes. I think it'll be the white flag as we come around at the end of this lap. So this one and one more to sort out the top positions of round 8 of the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Championship. presented by BF Goodrich Tyres. No argument about the amount of action here, punctuated by a couple of interventions from the MX-5 safety car. But my goodness, it's been top quality entertainment again from the MX-5s. Just really, really down-to-earth sports car racing. Time will elapse, I think, before they get to the line or close to it. Oh, slide from the leader! Is that the mistake that Nunes leaded? Through turn 9, rear end of Jared Thomas just getting out from underneath him. Was he putting a little bit too much energy at the end of this torturous race around this 13-corner track through his BF Goodriches? But he held on to it, just a little bit of dirt thrown up as he headed over the top of 9 and into Thunder Valley. White flag, yes, white flag this time around. Under 2.5 miles now, turn 1. Now, has Thomas given himself a little bit of a shock there? Nice exit of turn 1. Behind, Piscatel leads the battle for 6th. Paley, Carter, Kemper, Roland. Celine Roland back in the top 10 as he went across the line. Good drive back from Michael Carter. 59 Hernandez, well, he's off on the side of the track again, but he's got his windscreen wipers on. That'll give him 5 miles an hour extra down the back straight. No, it won't. But he's tried that manoeuvre before. It hasn't paid off on Luca Mars in the orange and grey and black car ahead of him. Little bit of a defence. First time I've seen defence coming down to turn 4 from Jared Thomas. He can smell victory now on this final lap of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. His teammate, Chris Nunes, in behind him. Gresham Wagner. Great points for him. Disappointment, yes, because he started on pole, but considering what he's been through today, he'll think this is a win. Good points for the championship. Then Mars, then Hernandez. These top 5 have been like this lap after lap. Absolutely on it. No quarter asked or given, but great respect from all these drivers. Well, Nunes is not going to do it now, and Wagner is not looking that he's going to try and make a manoeuvre. As I say that, he pulls out the right-hand side into the carousel. But it's going to be a race 2 victory at Mid-Ohio for Jared Thomas. What a win. JTR, with a little help from Copeland, take the victory, and a 1-2 for JTR, with Chris Nunes, the best of the rookies, in second. Gresham Wagner, with his yo-yo race, netting him 3rd from Mars and Hernandez. Piscatel coming through to head the battle behind. Brilliant stuff. Mazda MX-5 Cup racing on NBC Sports is brought to you by Mazda, feel alive. And by BF Goodrich. It's Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, Lexington, Ohio, round 8 of the season, 2nd of the weekend for the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich. Plenty of drama on the track, and it hasn't finished. Jared Thomas crossed the line first. We thought he was the winner, but after post-race tech, it's been moved to the back of its class for being in breach of the technical regulations. Minimum ride height, if you want to know, it's 3.4.7. So Chris Nunes is the winner. That's another JTR car and another first-time winner. Unofficial Mazda results then. Chris Nunes from Gresham Wagner, Luca Mars, Juan Hernandez moved up to 4th, Piscatel moved up to 5th, Carter Roland, Drake Kemper, Aretsky Palermo for the top 10. Sam Paley moved out of the top 10 to 15. That won't help his championship. And there's Jared Thomas at the back. Minimum ride height. I wonder if that was a function of working with a car they weren't used to. Remember, they borrowed that car from Copeland. So Michael Carter's lead is cut to just a scant 40 points. Celine Roland in 3rd. Chris Nunes is the best of the rookies in the overall standings from Sam Paley. Luca Mars at 6, Piscatel, Ortiz, Aran Johnson just inside the top 10. Now, the next race for the Idemitsu Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich during round 8 of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship from Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. You'll see all of the action August the 18th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on NBC SN. Living up to the big billing that we gave it at the start of the weekend, accident, incident, entertainment. MX-5 Cup Racing brought to you by Mazda, Feel Alive, and by BF Goodrich. NBC Sports, your exclusive home for IMSA sports car racing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of the International Motorsports Association. We would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.